Okay, graad 10, ek het vir julle gevra om die orbitale se vorme deur te lees op bladsy 91. So nou gaan ons begin om afbouwse beginsel toe te pas. So that is when we draw electrons into their different orbitals on their different energy levels. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is energy levels. So ons het energievlakke wat genommer word van energievlak 1, dis wat die naaste is aan die kern, en dan gaan dit al verder van die kern af 2, 3, 4. So the only thing you need to know about energy level 1 is that energy level 1 only contains s orbitals. So those are the ones you read up about. From energy level 2 and on, we have both s and d orbitals. Now you need to know that we also have p and f orbitals, but we don't discuss those at school level. Those are when you get to transition metals after school. Okay, goed, so as ons kyk na s orbitale, elke energievlak het net een s orbital. So each orbital can take 2 electrons. In other words, the total amount of electrons in our s orbitals is 2, because we only have one of those orbitals per energy level. As ons kyk na die d orbitale, is daar 3 van hulle per energievlak. Met ander woorde, 6 elektrone in ons d orbitale per energievlak. Okay, so on energy level 1, remember we only have s orbitals, so we'll have a total of 2 electrons. But from energy level 2, we have the 2 electrons in the s orbital as well as the 6 electrons in the d orbitals. So 8 electrons in each energy level. Okay, en ek gaan nou vir julle wys hoe nommer ons hulle. So ons het gou kyk na hierdie twee beginsels. Ons kyk na Pauli's se beginsel. So Pauli's rule says each orbital can take 2 electrons. We've established that already, but they have to have an opposite spin. So we indicate it like this: one arrow pointing up and one arrow pointing down. They are physically moving in the opposite directions. En dan Hoon's reël praat spesifiek van d orbitale in ons geval, where he says each orbital must have 1 electron because before we can add the second one. So onthou ons het 3 d orbitale. So elkeen van hulle moet eers 1 in hê voordat ons die tweedes kan bysit. Okay, but that'll make more sense once I start showing you the examples. Goed, so as ons hulle gaan teken, ons noem hierdie afbouwse beginsel. As ons hulle gaan teken ons energievlak 1 onder, en hy het net 'n s orbital, so that's just one block, because we only have one s orbital. Then we're on to energy level 2, 1 s orbital. Still on energy level 2, 3, sorry, that's supposed to be a d orbital. 1, 2, 3 of those, etc. Okay, en ons gaan begin met koolstof. So carbon, if you look at your periodic table, has atomic number 6, in other words, 6 protons, in this case 6 neutrons, and 6 electrons. We are only concerned with the electrons. So we start filling at the lowest energy level. So ons gaan sê, daar's 1, 2. Pauli's se beginsel sê hulle het teenoorgestelde spin. So 1 up, 1 down. Okay, now our first energy level is filled. We move on to energy level 2 and we start with the s orbitals. So we have 1 pointing up, 1 pointing down. So do you agree so far we have 2 electrons here and 2 electrons here, so we're up to 4 electrons in total. So we still have 2 electrons left. Okay, nou mag ons hulle nie insit 1, 2 nie, want Hoon's se beginsel het gesê, daar moet eers 1 in elke orbital wees voordat die tweede een kan bykom. So in other words, I have no more to fill. We have our 6 electrons. I've got 2 in 1s, so we write it like this, 1s to the power of 2. I've got 2 in 2s, so 2s to the power of 2, and I've got a total of 2 in that d orbital. Okay, goed, nog ene, en dan gaan ek vir julle huiswerk gee. When we look at magnesium, it's got an atomic number of 12, so that's 12 protons, in this case 12 neutrons, want hy kom by 24 uit, and 12 electrons. Once again, we're only concerned with the electrons. So we start at the lowest energy level and we fill it up 1, 2. So die elektron configurasie gaan wees 1s en hy het 2 elektrone in. Now we move to the second energy level. 1, 2. So I'm on a total of 4 electrons. And now I can move on to 2p. So we've only got 4, so that's 5, 6, 7, and now I can add the second one, 8, 9, 10. And in total we've got 6 electrons in 2D. I keep on swapping the P's and the D's around. Sorry guys. 2D, 6. Okay, so hier het ons 2, hier het ons 2, hier het ons 6. So in totaal het ons al 10 elektrone. So the last two I put there. So the electron configuration is 3s2. En as jy hulle bymekaar gaan tel, het ons 2 plus 2 plus 6 plus 2 gee vir jou daai 12 elektrone. Okay, if you're struggling with this, read on page 92 and on, and then I'm going to post you your homework on your classroom.